I have a barbecue recipe I'd like to share with you guys. I want to share it for two reasons. One, it's a little different, and two, my wife likes it. And it's a loaf, and my wife's not a big fan of meatloaf, any kind of meatloaf. I've tried sausage loaf, regular ground beef, different mixtures. But anyways, she can take it or leave it. She usually don't have it as leftovers, but this here we thought come out really well. She really enjoyed it, and she ate this as leftovers. So I thought I'd make a video of this and show you how I do this, because it's very loose and very wet, so it's a little tricky to put together. Okay, so what I have here is, this is 2 pounds of ground chicken, and here I have a little bit better than a pound of fresh beer brats. That's ground sausage. It's just encased in a casing. So what I do is I just split the casing and I take the meat out of there. So I have the ground sausage. I throw that in a bowl, mix everything together, and I mix some seasonings with it, a couple eggs, and some water to keep it nice and moist. Okay, here's a kettle setup. Now what I'm going to want is 300 degrees, give or take 15. I'm going to knead that out for, well, the loaf's going to take about an hour, hour and 20 minutes, so I want good heat out to at least 2 hours, because I'm going to be throwing some sausage on also. So what I have is, over here, or didn't count anything out, that's about 70 100 coal. That's going to be my fuel source. Sitting in the chimney is probably around 25 coal that I'll fire up, and I'll dump them on top of there. Then I'll put the lid on and set both vents, top and bottom, to half. In about 20 minutes, this kettle should stabilize close to 300 degrees. Okay, now here's the mixture. I don't know how well you can see this with the shadows. This is very wet and very loose. This is not firm like a ground beef loaf would be, or sausage, or a combination of. You cannot pick this up or form this and pick it up and move it around with your hands. This will just kind of like goo apart in your hands. So what I do is, I take a pan and I put some breadcrumbs down, spread them out. Then I'll take this and I'll pick it up with my 2 hands, and I'll place it on top of the breadcrumbs, and then I'll form my loaf. And the reason I'm doing it this way is, the breadcrumbs will A, keep it from sticking to the bottom, and B, that'll firm up the bottom also. That way I'll be able to get it off that foil and get it onto the grill. Okay, we just passed the 20-minute mark. A little bit, sitting at 22 minutes. Kettle's set at 275 degrees. Right, close to where I want to be. Here's the loaf. I don't know how well you can see that. That's pretty wet. What I did, I just formed the sides, and then patted the top, and just kept forming it until I got this loaf. Even after I was done, it kind of flattened out a little bit, because it is pretty wet. So I'm going to show you how I take this and throw it on there. Now next I got to take the lid off, clean the grates, and then the loaf goes on. Okay, so this is how I get this loaf on here. You kind of take it, flip it, see the breadcrumbs there? I add on, and I just kind of reform it. Can you see how wet this is now? This is very wet, but I want it this way. That way, as it cooks, it'll firm up and it won't be dry. After I threw the loaf on, I threw a handful of wood chips on. Oh, there you see the smoke coming out. Okay, we just passed the 30-minute mark, or 32 minutes. Temperature climbs about 340, so I'm going to knock this top vent back to about a quarter after I give this a 180. So let's see what we have here. Looking good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, you notice how I have my grate turned, the flip grates are on the sides. And I do that so I can get underneath this. See how this thing will move around? See how it's firmed up? I won't go any further because I only have one hand here holding this phone. So what I'm going to do is I want to give that a 180 spin. And I want to throw some more wood chips through the grate. That's one nice thing about wood chips is they fall through the grate. You throw them on there and then just knock them down with whatever tool you have, a spatula or whatever. And that gives you your smoke. So I want to give that a 180 spin. Throw some wood chips on, put the lid on, and knock the top vent back to about 1/4 and see if we can't drop its temp a little bit. The last time I did one of these, it cooked to 315 and it came out really nice, so I want to try and keep it close to 315 on this cook also. Okay, we just passed the 1 hour mark. Now I closed my vents instead of 1/4, I closed it to 1/8. And look at the difference that made in the temp. That went from about 340 down to 300. I dropped that about 40 degrees in like 30 minutes. That goes to show you that it doesn't take much of an adjustment with your top vent, as long as your kettle is stabilized, to make a difference in the temp. So I want to check this, see how close we are. I want 165 or a little bit better. So let's see how we're doing here. Oh, nice and tender. Alright, we're a little low yet. I'll call that about 145. What, you hear that? Look at that. Look at the juice running out of that thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is it's down to 300. I don't want it to go too low. The average temperature, though, I'm between 340 and 300, wherever it was, or a little bit lower. We're close to 315, my average temperature that I wanted, to 320. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the lid on and open that vent to 1/4 this time and see if we take it up a little bit. And then I'll check this in 15 minutes, see what the temp is. Alright, let's see how we're doing. We're sitting probably about 315, 320. After I made that last adjustment, that's about where I wanted to be. Move the vents to about 1/4 open, and we're 1 hour and 25-minute mark just about. And loaf should be done. So let's check her out. Oh boy, it looks nice. This will be the last clip, by the way, whether it's done or not, because we're on a daylight here. See what we have here. Yeah, there's about 165. Look at that juice running out there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Nice and juicy. Check it out, please. Yeah, we're done. Okay, I'm going to pull her off. Let her rest, and I'll cut her up. Look at that juice running out of there. And I'll show you what it looks like in the inside. Okay, here we go. Final product. There we go, light kick back on, motion detector. Trying to get out of the shadow here. Alright. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see the moisture in that. You see how it's, look how it's loose, it isn't real tight. This come out really nice. Now, let me try a taste test here. See how we are. See if it tastes like the first one I did. Oh yeah, that's good. You would not believe that the smell, the smoke from the wood. Just come out really nice. And I'm happy with this. It's got plenty of moisture in it. If you can see that, I don't know. For a meatloaf, this come out very tender and moist. So give us a try and see what you think. I'm very happy with this, and what's more important is The wife's happy with it, and it came out like the last one, so she should be happy again.